Yeah. Welcome to the Basement Sports Network, Miami Dolphins pregame show. As you can see, I am the lone and biggest Dolphins fan on this network. I am here all alone as we prepare for the biggest game of the season. No Chisholm, no Warren Cardona, no JMV Fanatics, no 416J, no Nando, the manhole. Just me. But that's good enough. Because Uno is all you need sometimes. And I believe that Uno is all the Dolphins are going to need today. So we're going to get into a couple of things. I'm not going to be here long because I don't like monologuing. I don't like talking to myself. But I thought that when we decided that we were going to go ahead and do this thing, I thought it was in the best interest that we have a show, even though guys had a couple of situations that didn't allow them to be here. So I'll keep you here for about 15 minutes, talk about some of the things that I like, some things that I'm worried about a little bit, and kind of what I'm expecting from today's game. And I want to do that kind of by going like position by position. I'm only going to focus on the Miami Dolphins because I don't give a shit about the Buffalo Bills. I only care about the Dolphins. This is the Dolphins Network, so we're going to talk about them. So we're going to start with the most important position, which is Uno. Tua today is going to have his hands full. The Buffalo Bills defense has been playing really well. They got 9 sacks last week against the Washington Commanders General. I don't know what the hell them people's name is, but they got 9 sacks last week against Washington. And so I know Tua's been relatively clean all season, but people should in some ways expect Tua to get hit a couple of times this game. So I'm interested to see just kind of how he responds to that kind of stuff. But I do expect Tua to get hit a lot more than he has been all season long because this is probably the best pass rush that he's seen, even though they don't have like the guy on that front line. I think they have a lot of guys there that is going to give the Dolphins offensive line trouble. So Tua, I'm expecting him to get hit a lot more, but he's been the most impressive player in the NFL this year. So I'm not really expecting Tua to fold per se. I don't think he's going to have. Nobody should expect for him to have the type of game that he had last week against the Denver Broncos. They put up 70. Like, if you set your bar there, then you're setting yourself up for disappointment. So I don't think that should be the bar. I think Tua will play well, though. I don't think anything that's happened up until this point has been a fluke. I think this is just kind of like him progressing as a player, as a quarterback, and like another year on this Mike McDaniel thing where Mike McDaniel has been the best coach in the league so far this year as well. So Tua and Mike McDaniel have kind of paired to be the best coach quarterback combination in the league this year, and I expect a lot of that to continue. Now, that doesn't mean that the game won't be tough, but I think that Miami, if they struggle, it won't be because these two are not on the same page and that they aren't in rhythm. I think Tua's going to have a solid game, even though this is going to be his toughest defense. And I just believe that he's going to be good, like good enough to win this game is what I'll say. I do think I'm agreeing with Juan more so where there's a baseline now where I kind of expect 28 points from this offense, and that's a direct credit to both McDaniel and Tua. So I expect that trend to kind of continue because even though I expect them to be slowed down a little bit, I don't expect them to be stopped. Like that's the best offense in football. They're not going to be stopped. They might have some time figuring it out, but I think they will eventually figure it out, and I think it's going to be because of Tua. So I'm expecting him to be solid. That, however, is heavily dependent on the next group that I want to talk about, which is the offensive line. Much maligned. I, for one, was never a believer. My guy Cap for Life pulling up with me. What's going on? And it's absolutely a statement game. Like, it's absolutely a statement game. I think the bigger implications, before I circle back around to the offensive line, is that, and we talked about this several times, the Dolphins have been on a trajectory this way to where they want to become class of the AFC, not just their conference, but class of the AFC. And their first step to doing that is becoming the class of the AFC East. And we can say for the past 2-3 years or whatever, they've been in contention for second best team. Obviously, this team that they're playing today, the Buffalo Bills, have been the top. The Buffalo Bills have been the guys at the top of this division. And so today, with Miami ascending, they have an opportunity to go up 2 games on the Buffalo Bills today. This is absolutely a statement game for them. So I agree that this is probably the biggest game of the season so far. It's the toughest challenge, and I called it a litmus test to see where they actually are in terms of their goal. Their goal is to be a Super Bowl contending team. The Buffalo Bills are already considered a Super Bowl contending team. And Miami, talent-wise, on par. Buffalo, we're seeing a little bit of a decline in them. So this is the perfect opportunity for Miami to kind of like assert themselves as the best team in this conference and inevitably, like in doing so, become a team that's considered an actual threat in the AFC for a chance to represent that conference into the Super Bowl. So let's go back around. I'm still going on the offensive line. So the Dolphins' offensive line is probably the unit that gets the most criticism. It's the one met with the most skepticism. It was the one most fans were worried about throughout the course of the offseason leading up to this. So for them, this is not only the team's toughest challenge, but this is their individual toughest challenge yet. And I don't know if I completely trust them, even though they have given me no reason not to. I want to start by giving them their props. This line has outperformed any possible expectations that anybody could have had for them. They have blocked well, they have kept Tua clean, and that is all that you can ask them to do. But Tua being clean is in part because of them, and another big part because of Tua himself. Like, Tua has been making reads early, quickly, and has been getting the ball out. So people haven't had the opportunity to really put hands on him. So with Tua, with the offensive line, I'm expecting them to struggle. Which is why I expect Tua to get hit more this game, because I think Buffalo's defensive line is a lot better than the Miami Dolphins offensive line. And I just think, like, eventually throughout the course of the season, we're going to see the problems that we envisioned earlier on with the offensive line. I think the Dolphins are better equipped to overcome those problems, but I do think that we're going to see some of those problems kind of like surface as we go more so throughout the season. And I think this is the game where you might see the first crack in that. And I think I'm only talking about pass protection, because I've liked what they've been able to do in the run game. Like, they've been able to kind of use that pre-snap motion that they've incorporated into the offense in order to create lanes for the run game to happen. And that's going to help me transition to running backs. I'm expecting them to continue this trend. They've had, I think for every game this year, they've rushed for over 100 yards, if I'm not mistaken. It was an explosion last week by Devon Achane. I don't know how he wants me to say it, so I'm going to say Achane. Devon Achane had a kind of like a breakout game last week. Raheem Mostert has been consistent, and he's been good. And the blocking in the run game has been good. And I'm expecting that to continue. I'm expecting schematically, they have found a way schematically to make the run game more effective. And as we all know, that's what Mike McDaniel was brought in here for, he was a run game guru. And in the first year, we didn't really see him like be all that innovative in the run game. We didn't feel like he used it enough. This year, starting from the preseason, we saw that there's been a more concerted effort to get the run game going and to keep the run game going throughout the course of the game. So I'm expecting that trend to continue too. I know, like, that pass rush has to be scary for the Miami Dolphins. And so the best way to help that is to establish the run game early and to stick with it, bro. Like, I think they're going to have some early bumps in the road with it, but I think if they stick with it, then they'll be able to find some success. I think this is going to be the game where they end that kind of like 100-yard rushing streak. I don't think they're going to get 100 yards rushing combined, but I do think that they can get solid production from the backfield and be able to keep that momentum going in terms of like having the team. I'm with you, Cap. If the offensive line can continue the way that they've been playing, like if they dominate the Bills line today, then you have something. Then you can start to believe in some of these guys. Like, of course, like you already believe in the usual suspects, right? So Teron Armstead, he's a fucking monster. So you believe in that. Connor Williams, he's a good one. Like, he's solid. I don't think he's a center, but he's a good center. Like, if he is going to play it, he's solid at it. Robert Hunt, very good, very good. Austin Jackson, you've had some issues with him before. He's gotten beat a couple times this year. But overall, it's Austin Jackson, and he's playing above the level that we've expected for him to play. So I'm cool on what the offensive line has done. Like, I'm really good on that. And if they can continue that against the Bills, then yes, you are absolutely working with something. But back to this run game, I'm expecting I'm expecting something. Like I'm expecting solid production from the run game. I'm expecting. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna give y'all about 75 yards. I'm gonna say we rush for 75 yards this game, but that's going to be like solid enough to supplement whatever Tua is doing. So look, I'm not expecting a big game. Maybe you get a rushing touchdown or two, but like just stick with it, and use it as a way not to like fall into the trap of having Tua drop back and throw the ball 40 times. Like he's capable, but we don't want that. Now, wide receivers, I'm excited about what's going on today with the wide receivers because for one, we get Waddle back. And that hold on, let me see. Diggs might eat today, not gonna lie, but so is Waddle. That's where I was going, bro. Waddle, I'm super excited that Waddle's back. Waddle's off of the concussion protocol, so Waddle come back, and the team put up 70 without Waddle. And I do not want people to think that means that the Dolphins' offense is better without Waddle. Like Waddle's a big part of what they're trying to do. Having him back is huge for them against this Buffalo team. But I'm with you, bro. I'm not a big fan of kind of like the defense in general. Like the defense is solid. Like the defense has been getting better, but still hasn't played up to the level that I think most people would like to see it at under Vic Fangio. But yeah, I think Diggs is gonna eat, but that's a monster, bro. You don't really do well with him. I'm more worried about how they contain Josh Allen, but I'm gonna get to that because they played Josh Allen well the past few times, and so I'm pretty confident that they can keep Josh Allen in check long enough for him to make the mistake that he always makes. But yeah, I agree with you that I'm excited. Waddle's back, and I do think he's going to have a good game because I think a lot of people are going to key in on Tyreek Hill. Which I mean, since I'm talking about receivers, let's just keep it going anyway. I think the Bills are going to key in on Tyreek Hill. They're going to do something similar to what New England did. Not like the three safety thing. Like I'm not expecting them to play three safeties, but I'm expecting them to just kind of have a game plan to kind of box Tyreek in and not allow him to be the guy that beats them today. And it's cool. I'm cool with that because he's earned that kind of respect. Tyreek Hill has had 2 games of 150 yards. Like it's absurd what that man's capable of doing. He can't be guarded, so he's going to get his catches. But I do think that there's going to be an effort to like hit him, like you hit Tyreek Hill early, just to kind of slow that shit up and make sure that he's not the one beating you early. Because I think that's what went wrong with Denver. Denver let Tyreek beat them early, and when you let him beat you early, then it's easier for other guys to come around and beat you late. And so, like, they're not going to allow Tyreek to be the one to beat them early, and I think that's going to create opportunities for other people. I think Jaylen Waddle is number one. Like, if I'm not one for giving fantasy advice, but if you have Jaylen Waddle, I'm expecting a big game from Jaylen Waddle for some reason. They got a slot corner over there in Buffalo. I forgot his name, but like he's only giving up like 30 something yards or something like that. So he's tough, but I just don't see them being able to compete with the focus that they're going to have to put on Tyreek Hill is not going to allow them to put the necessary focus on Jaylen Waddle. And I think guys like River Craycraft, those guys, Braxton Berrios to a certain extent, like those guys are going to get some quick, easy ones. I even like Durham Smythe getting a few targets, a few more targets than normal today. But yeah, I like what's going on with the wide receiver room too. Let me see what my cap said. He said, I didn't know Bills have number 2 run game. Yeah, like it would be nice for Wilkins to help in that stat for Buffalo. Christian Wilkins has been an interesting one. Like, okay, we've heard the conversation. Let's talk about that. The Miami Dolphins run defense versus the Bills run offense. James Cook is a good football player. Like, he is a good football player. And it's going to be incumbent on those guys like Wilkins, Sealer, those guys. I'm looking for them to do something in the run game. I've loved watching Javon Holland play this year. I think he's been phenomenal. One of the top 2 or 3 safeties that's been playing in the game this year. I would like to see him more so in pass coverage than having to come up and help in the run game. I'm not a big believer in the Dolphins linebackers. I like David Long. I'm just wondering how long he's going to play because he's injury prone. Jerome Baker, He's been good. I think Jerome Baker's been fine. But in the run game against a team like this, where they have guys who can actually like put hats on your D linemen and just kind of get that run game going, I'm looking for people like Christian Wilkins to be dominant. Like I need Christian Wilkins to be dominant in a game like this because of the type of shit like we already know. Like he wants a contract. Well, this is a game where you can help yourself earn that contract. Like go in there, shut that shit down, force Josh Allen to have to drop back and throw that ball 50 times. Like if they can do that, then I believe that puts the Dolphins in really, really, really good shape. And I like just kind of where your head's headed at that when you want to see an end to that run game. Because if they can lean on that run game, then there's absolutely no reason for them to pass the ball. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, but I don't even know if I'm comfortable with having Josh Allen drop back and pass the ball because I'm not uber confident in the Miami Dolphins secondary. I'm just not. Like, that's why I agree that I think Stephon Diggs is going to have a big game. Vangio has done some creative things. He's dropped a lot of people in coverage. We talked about this on the other show. One particularly brought it up, and it's true. Like Vangio, the way Vangio generates pressure isn't the same way that Dolphins fans are accustomed to it between Flores and Josh Boyer. Whereas they had that cover zero thing where you saw a lot of exotic blitzes, confusing the quarterback by not knowing where the pressure is coming from. Vangio doesn't do it the same way. Vangio just he blitzes you, but he messes your quarterback up with the timing of his blitzes. So like like in the first half, he won't blitz you at all. In the second half, all of a sudden, you're getting blitzed by people like Justin Bethel and shit like that. And so like that's the way that the Dolphins have generated pressure. But I believe that's been more so out of like necessity. Like I loved what Bradley Chubb did against goddamn Denver. Like I love the aggressiveness, but I can't say that I've seen. Like I can't say that I'm ready to get to the point where I can rely on the Dolphins front line, the line to generate pressure. I think they have to generate pressure on Josh Allen. I think they have to hit him too. So just to kind of tie this all together, like the secondary, I'm worried about them. That's probably my most worrisome unit in this game. Because honestly, I do believe that Christian Wilkins is going to have a phenomenal game. I think the run game the run defense hasn't been great, but I think they've been getting better, and I think that's going to kind of like piece together in this game. The pass defense has a lot more work to do, even though they've been good, and it's because like X is no longer the same player, and I think at some point we have to do that. They say Phillips not playing, right? I'm not sure. I'm looking for the Miami Dolphins injury report. So I want to make sure that I get the inactives list, and that way when that list is dropped, then I'll put that up on the screen. And then once I find, but yeah, I haven't seen the inactives list, but I got the Dolphins thing pulled up. That's probably how I'm gonna round out this stream is by when the Dolphins post the people that are inactive, then I'll put that up on screen and then go through that, and then we'll be done. But yeah, I'm expecting the secondary to struggle a little bit because I like Stephon Diggs a lot. I'm a fan of Dawson Knox, even though he's not great. I'm a fan of Dawson Knox, and I like what's his name, Gabe Davis. Yeah, I like those receivers. And I'm not a big fan of what the Dolphins secondary has to offer right now because X is washed. Like not washed, not done, but he's no longer a number one. He's no longer the guy that you can put somewhere and be like, okay, that is handled. Okay, that is good. Hold on now. They showing some of the drip. Let me see if I can put this up on the screen for y'all. I want to share one of the tabs. Let's put up this. Yeah, put up the tabs right fast. Put this on the screen for y'all. Look at that. Look at this. Look at Oos. Do y'all see the swag? I like this. I like what game going on right here. I like them shades. That's nice. Nice little button up. Of course, sleeve tool in effect. We know this. Little wavy hat. Yeah, Tua. Yeah, we like that. Let me see who else we got here. Is this Aqua? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, Aqua. This is what we step or two. Hey, you see him, TJ? You see him? Okay. This is what we do when I have a one-man show. We're gonna check out the Dolphins swag today. This is the Nigerian Prime Minister Aqua. Cook Javar. Look at it, okay. Swaggy Aqua. Hey, look, I like the fit lions on there. He got the cane. Oh, this is nice. This is nice. This is one of one. This is elite. Let's go back. Who else we got out here? Oh, wait, they got a video. We don't care nothing about that. Waddle. Okay. Homeless man swag. Okay. Listen, got the motherland drill for sure. But Waddle, I see you with a smoothie. This my bag though. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This type of shit right here. This is my bag. This is how I dress. Sweatpants, tennis shoes, comfortable. I like that. Dressing for comfort. Go get them boys to work. And of course, himself. Okay, Tyreek out here. He looked focused. I ain't gonna lie. I might have to change what I was saying. I might have to change what I had going on. Because that look right there, look, I need to zoom, bro. I need to zoom in. Zoom. Where my zoom at, bro? Where my zoom at, bro? Zoom in. Look at this. Look at this man's face, bro. Y'all see this, bro? This is focus. This is focus. I like that. I like that. He said Waddle got that LA Fitness hoop session fit. Cook. He do. But I do like ooh, hold on now. I'm sorry, y'all. Like I get distracted, and most of the time I have other people talking while I'm doing this. But for right now, I'm on this thing 1 for 1. So hold on. 150 yards, 2 TDs type focus right there. Oh no, now. Oh no. I like that. I like that look now. When somebody look when that man looks like that, if that look like nobody ain't stopping me today. And that gives me confidence to be real with you, because I'm talking that crazy shit. Like, yeah, I'm talking about what Buffalo is going to do, because Buffalo is probably the best defense that Dolphins have played this year. Yeah, I'll give them that. Buffalo probably the best defense, but that's the best player that Buffalo has probably played all year. So I like that. Look, and if he got confidence, if he goes out there with the mentality that they're not going to stop me today, then I'm going out there with the mentality that they can't stop me today. The Dolphins have given me no reason to doubt that they can win this game, by the way. Like, I need to make sure that that's perfectly clear. I believe that the Miami Dolphins have everything that they got. Deshaun Elliott might be out today. That'll be a big loss. Not that he's like they still have Javon Holland. Okay, so like, but Deshaun Elliott has been big for them. He has played well for them, and so they got to hold on now. I got to show y'all more, bro. They putting out more pictures, so as they put out more pictures, I gotta bring those up. We gotta look at this kind of stuff. Okay, look at this. Stretching, getting ready. Okay, on the field. First of all, this photography is elite, by the way, too. Like, getting ready. Oh, not that. Christian Wilkins. You know what? The biggest thing that I'm a fan of in this is them AirPod Pro Maxes that he got on his head. I'm an Apple guy, Apple snob, if you will. So I like that. But yeah, let's get back to some of the stuff that we want to see from this game. Yeah, I don't know. That picture moved me. Not gonna lie, that Tyreek picture moved me. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go on with you. Maybe not 152 tubs, but fuck it. He can keep the trend going. Tyreek getting over 100 yards today, but Waddle gonna eat too. I think Waddle like saw what happened last week, and that kind of motivated him. Like, yo, what could we be with me if we scored 70 without me? We could have got 80 with me. You know, so like I'm looking forward to what the offense can put out there on the field. Defensively, I think there's going to be a struggle, but I do think that Josh Allen is going to make a mistake or two. You know, like kind of like that typical Josh Allen. Like, he had a stinker of a game, and since then he's been kind of like rehabbing his image. Like, he played well against Washington last week, but I still think that there is an opportunity there for the Dolphins and he's going to create it. And so the only thing that I'm going to need is for the Dolphins to capitalize when he does create that opportunity. So yeah, I think there's going to be an opportunity there. But in the pass game, I'm worried about the defensive backfield, especially if Deshaun Elliott isn't playing as well, because they're already like riddled with injury. So I'm worried about that. The run defense, I think, will play well. The linebackers, I'm always worried about. Like I'm always just worried about them because the Dolphins, that's probably the weakest unit on there. But the pass rush, I think we might be able to get home once or twice. You know, like that's I got a sneaky feeling if Jalen Phillips might be out. Jalen Phillips might be out. I can't remember. Y'all let me know in the comments whether or not Jalen Phillips is definitely out or not. But I think he might be out. But even if he is, there's a man that I have been talking about this entire season who I have enjoyed watching play, and that is Andrew Van Ginkel. I don't know why this man has been my second favorite player on the Dolphins defense this year, behind Javon, of course. Javon has been crazy. Time for kickoff. Kickoff at 1. Are you talking? Unless you no, it's not the kickoff because they've been playing, but the Jags are playing the Atlanta Falcons right now. So maybe that's what's time for kick? Excuse me. Kickoff is at 1. Kickoff is at 1. And one of the things about this has been interesting is that a lot of CBS affiliates have asked to pick up. Phillips is out. Okay, appreciate you, Brett, the movie guy. So Phillips is out, but yes, we do have Andrew Van Ginkel. That's my guy. Look, and I know, he's not the same dominant elite talent, but Buddy has been getting the job done all year long. He has been great as a substitute kind of pass rusher in there. So I do think that they're going to do maybe the Dolphins switch it up and they do more of the kind of like the DB blitzes to help out that pass rush again, but maybe they do it earlier so they can try and get to Josh Allen early. But I do expect for that to be kind of like the mode. Like they're going to try and be creative in the ways that they get to Josh Allen, but they have to get home. And I believe they do. Like maybe not. I'm hesitant to say Chubb going to be the one. I'm hesitant to say Chubb is going to be the person that gets home. But he's been playing well. Like, he's been playing well. And like, I'm not a Chubb fan. I'm not a Chubb believer. That's just my reality. But I will acknowledge that he has played well. And he's played well enough to be able to make a play or two. And that's really all you need. Him to make a play or two in the pass rush. Like, get home. No matter who gets there, I guess. Anybody gets home. But Chubb needs to kind of lead the way in terms of getting the pressure on there, forcing Josh Allen to get out of his comfort zone and doing stuff like that. Now, one of the points that I do like from our guy JMV that he continuously makes is that the Dolphins aren't necessarily bad against the traditional run game. The Dolphins have been bad against mobile quarterbacks. And we all know that Josh Allen is that guy. Like, Josh Allen is the more mobile. Oh, look at here. I guess, first of all, okay, so I got a couple things I want to acknowledge. The Brett movie guy said Van Ginkel has been an X factor on special teams also. I think so. Look, bro, I'm fucking with the Van Ginkel love. That is my favorite. That's my second favorite player on the defense, and he's been hooping. So I fucks with that. And then my boy TJ said, like the stream for the Royal backpack. Come on now, Kane. You know how we do this, brother. When the boy said he wanted Dolphins coverage, that meant by any means necessary. You, me, she, he, it doesn't matter. But if ain't nobody got y'all, I got y'all, bro. Like, your camera does work. But I'm not backpacking no more because somebody pulled up for me. My boy Ant Donardo, you just left off the stage. I put you up. I can see you, bro.
You can see. I'm gonna take a pic and show you later what I look like because my screen, I can't even see you. I see 2 green squares. But if you could see me, that's all I need to know.
That's dope. But I appreciate you for pulling out with me, gang. Your boy held it down 30 minutes of solo talking.
I tuned in to watch like I always do. I saw you with solo. I said, shit, I'll pull up for the one time, man. You know I'm hyped for this game at 1 p.m. Let's get it.
I'm not doing that to Ant Donato. Y'all see that sexy mama down there in the comment section?
I
But
didn't know what you was doing. Like I said, I can't see you. I just heard a
I
whole
was
bunch of
blowing kisses.
slurping going
I was
on. I was
blowing
a little
kisses to my.
concerned.
I was blowing kisses to my wife.
I
That's what.
seen the comment now. You good.
Okay, but yeah. So, Ant, bro, real talk. Like I've been through this. Like kind of what I'm expecting, what I've been talking about. Oh, the inactives list just posted, by the way. So I'm going to bring that up for people to see. But Ant, as I'm doing that, I want you to talk about kind of like how you felt the season going, because we haven't seen you on this side, and I want to know like what your expectations are from this game.
Yeah, so obviously I've been one of the more optimistic people on this team, just based off what we seen last year and considering that Mike McDaniel is a first-year head coach, and you could see the tangible difference on what he's done for Tua, right? If you compare the difference between what Flores was doing, what Mike McDaniel's doing, tangible difference. So I'm obviously very optimistic going into this game. But that being said, I remember how last season started 3-0, and I remember how this season is now 3-0. So that's why I said in the Prove It video that we just posted on the Basement Sports Twitter. So make sure y'all check that out if you haven't seen that, at Basement Sports. And I said this is the definition of a Prove It game. If the Dolphins come out there today and show that they not only belong on the field with the Buffalo Bills, but they are superior to them, any cautious skepticism that I have right now will go completely out the window. I am 100% going to buy into the Dolphins, drink all the Kool-Aid, and truly believe that this team can probably be contenders. Because going into the season, I thought they would be very, very good, meaning maybe win a playoff game or two. But if they come out and look superior today, I'm not sure that there's a team that can stop them.
Well, I look. So we kind of like. I'm already like bought in on the offense. I'm bought in on kind of like Tua and what he is now. Like, but yeah, I want to bring this up because there's something very interesting in here. So in the inactives today, you got Skylar Thompson. He's the emergency third quarterback, but yeah, he's not playing. Jalen Phillips is indeed inactive and out. Deshaun Elliott is also out. Eli Apple is out, which can only mean one thing. Cuzzo is about to hit the field. Cam Smith, my boy Javon already got it. Cam Smith snaps. Then Stan D-Man said, praying for our secondary. And, oh, you hear it. She said, when we get on that field today. Listen, baby. You know, but another one, Connor Williams is out. That is big.
I see that here now too.
Yeah, we saw last week when he went out, the person that they replaced him with was Liam Eichenberg. So shit.
Bro, I started crying when they said Liam Eichenberg was coming back, and I keep checking my phone because, like I said, I can't see nothing on the screen right now.
You're cool, bro.
But when they said Liam Eichenberg was coming in, I started crying. I said, Tua, he was just so healthy, dog. And I said, I would rather bring in Mike White right fucking now. Because I said, I don't even care if Mike White comes in and somehow blows his game. I said, you can't lose Tua because you got goddamn Liam Eichenberg on the center, bro. And the fact that this man is probably going to be playing every snap now. Holy shit,
like I'm predicting that they're probably going to do it again and they're going to start Liam Eichenberg at center. Which is, it's tough. Like he didn't do terrible. I'll give him his flowers. Like he didn't do terrible against the Broncos. But this ain't the Broncos. And I'm not entirely comfortable. And also, just to finish out the list, Tyler Kroft is also inactive. But how does this? I'm now a little bit more afraid, especially considering that this Bills defensive front has confidence coming off a 9-sack game last week. Like, how are you feeling about the offensive line versus that kind of like front going into this game?
Well, in totality, I mean, the offensive line has been worlds better than anybody could have ever imagined this season, right? So I'm starting to think somehow maybe it's a little bit contagious because even guys that I wasn't super high on, like Austin Jackson, have been solid this season. And it is nice having Teron Armstead back because I know he was a little banged up and a little limited in practice as well. And you felt like he made a tangible difference last week. Also, you saw how the running game took off now. Obviously, that remains to be seen if that's the Broncos or if that's the Dolphins. That's why this week is a great test to actually be tested, you know. But all I need is for Liam Eichenberg to not get Tua killed. I let him take a couple rushes, a couple pressures, a sack or two. Don't let him get don't let the defender get a straight on full head of steam right at Tua where he could crack his ribs. That's all that I ask from Liam Eichenberg. Well, hey, if everyone else is playing well, all that's going to do is up the level of play that Eichenberg can play too, because it's obviously a team effort on the offensive line.
Yeah, the worst thing that could potentially happen is that Liam Eichenberg routinely allows pressure up the middle on Tua. Like it's already like Tua's already a smaller quarterback, so pressure up the middle is one of the worst things that can happen for him because then you got him out there running for his life. And I'm not going to be all the way confident with him doing that, particularly against this Buffalo defense. So like that can breed mistakes. Their secondary is very solid, and so like there's going to be some times where he's going to have to hold the ball a little bit longer, go through a couple of reads. He cannot have pressure up the middle in the course of this game and still be asked to do that. So yeah, I'm worried a little bit, but I'm also I'm also understanding that part of the reason Tua has been able to keep himself so clean, or part of the reason Tua has been so clean this year, is because of the work that he's done himself, getting the ball out quickly, being decisive. Mike McDaniels I keep adding the S to that man's name, but Mike McDaniel has helped him out with some of that pre-snap motion and just kind of like the play design. So I'm still confident that the offense will be able to compete and move and do what it does. But I'm not confident in Liam Eichenberg playing center against this front for a whole game. So hopefully Connor Williams can come back next week.
You know what I want to see? I want to see bunch of this, a bunch of holding. When you get beat, Liam Eichenberg, grab that motherfucker. Grab that man. I don't give a fuck if you give up 100 yards off holding penalties. I just need Tua to play next week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Like I'm with that 1,000%, bro. Just don't get the man hurt, please. Like Uno is our golden goose right now. Like, because brother is dealing, you know? And I want to kind of like wrap the show up. Because unless you got like anything else that you wanted to discuss in particular, because I've been up here talking for a long time and now my throat is dry.
If y'all want some free money, Devon A-Chain on the anonymous player prop betting app that does not sponsor us, so I will not say their name. 34.5 rushing yards. Smash the over. Mike McDaniel's going to feed this man after the game he had last week. The Bills are going to continue to try to limit the passing attack, and I look for Devon A-Chain or A-Chan. He actually said it's pronounced. I look for Devon A-Chan to smash that if y'all want some free money. Now, what do you want to pair it with?
Yes,
I took the Josh Allen under, but
that's interesting that you think like Savon Ahmed is playing again. Like I understand the game that he had, like he had to break out, but he's
active. But is he?
Yeah, he's active. Okay, cool. But isn't that going to take some snaps? Because he wasn't active last week, which is the reason that Ancient got it, like the plays. Raheem Mostert has been more than solid.
Yeah, and by the way, they got Raheem at like 56.5 or 51.5. So I also smashed the over on that. But after last week, I think they made the comparison on the last broadcast. They said Wally Pipped, the old baseball player that got hurt, and I think it was Lou Gehrig that came in, and Wally Pipp never got his spot back. That's Savon Ahmed. I love you, but I'm not sure you're going to see a snap anytime soon.
Jeff Wilson on IR, so he can't
he'll be back this year at some point, but he'll be active. Will he get some reps?
You think Edson is playing well enough to like play over Jeff Wilson?
Well, Wilson is a completely different back. He's obviously more the power back. So Wilson will get his snaps, particularly in the third and inches that they seem to have trouble with for the last 10 years. They couldn't even get third and fourth and inches last week. So no, Jeff Wilson will play. Savon Ahmed, I'm not so sure on that. And I'm the last person to ever jump the gun after one game. I like to see, I like to get a summary of things, and I leave the overreacting to you because that's what we do over here. We react, you know.
That's the bag. That's the bag, baby.
But I mean, that's good though too. Quick side piece, because people are like, oh, how you gonna overreact after one game? Motherfucker, we doing a post-game show. What you want us to come on after every post-game show for 2 months and say, wait, give me till January to make up my mind? No, we reacting, you know. But anyways, obviously Devon A-Chan was one game, but he looks special, man. I mean, the explosiveness, the patience, whatever, you know what the fuck.
Patience.
The patience. But I was going to say patience-ness. I don't think that's the word. But the patience that he has, like, he looks special. And it's not even his speed. It's his acceleration, man. He looks really, really special. And I don't think that he's gonna get any reps taken away. I really don't.
That's what I'm saying. Like this Stan the man said, I'm not losing his spot yet, but Aiden definitely gonna get some touches though. It ain't enough touches for everybody now. Like it ain't like look, I get it. Savon has done nothing to lose his spot. He's played well. Like when he's gotten his opportunities, he's maximized them too. But he ain't put 200 of them things and 4 TDs up. Like he didn't do what that boy Aiden did. Like that shit was special. But also, the entire offense was special. Robbie Chosen got a touchdown out of that shit last week, bro. So, like, I don't know how much stock you can put into what happened last week. I think today will be another kind of, like, measuring stick to see where he's going. But overall, bro, like, I'm expecting, full disclosure, I'm expecting the Dolphins to win this game. And I'm kind of expecting it to not be particularly close. I think the Dolphins are going to win this game probably like 35-14. Like not 70, but hold on. Trent Sherfield.
Oh, they do got Sherfield, man. Damn.
Trent Sherfield revenge game loaded. That's a bully now. Little Jarvis Landry. But yeah, I'm expecting the Dolphins to kind of like put it on their ass a little bit and just kind of establish themselves as a power in the AFC today. So 35-14, kind of what I'm looking at. Because here's another thing that I'm loving. DeMar Hamlin is playing today.
Careful.
Careful. Kill him again. Go ahead, Adam. What you expect?
Play that shit, Justin. I ain't fucking talking after that shit, bro.